Hi, my name is Tim Keating. I direct an environmental group called Rainforest Releif. We founded the group in 1990 in New Jersey and have mostly been working on preventing the use of tropical hardwoods here in the United States. We moved the group into New York City in 1995 when we discovered that New York City was a very large user of tropical hardwoods. In fact, I made that initial discovery right here on the Coney Island boardwalk when I arrived here in 1994, finding that this section of boardwalk at least had been converted to and recently renovated with a tropical hardwood called Ipe. Since then, we've targeted New York City Parks Dept, New York City Department of Transportation, and other agencies to try to get them to shift away from using tropical hardwoods for this kind of outdoor infrastructure. But it also includes subway track ties, the decking of the South Street Seaport, all the pilings and fender racks around the Staten Island ferries, and the list goes on and on. And in fact, we surmised that New York City was the single largest consumer of tropical hardwoods in North America. So the area on which we're standing was renovated in 2008, and this is significant because already we're starting to see some bad patches developing in the Kumaru. This is significant because the screw popping and the warping of some of the boards cost the city a lot of money. Trip and fall lawsuits are one of the biggest expenses in maintaining this boardwalk. The city is liable if the difference between one board and the next is a half an inch. True recycled plastic lumber is made from the plastic products that we dispose of every day, mostly high-density polyethylene, that's milk jugs and detergent bottles, and sometimes structural agents such as fiberglass. In terms of the structural recycled plastic lumber that Rainforest Releif promotes, the companies use entirely post-consumer waste materials. This has been shown to create significant numbers of jobs in the United States, and that means they need to be collected, and they need to be transported, and then there are jobs in the factories reforming them into plastic lumber. One study showed that for every job in the manufacture of secondary materials in the U.S., 6 more jobs are created in collection, processing, and transport.
What do you think of using plastic instead of wood?
Rainforest Releif and New York Climate Action Group decided to interview people visiting the Coney Island boardwalk to get their impressions of wood versus structural plastic lumber used on the boardwalk.
Well, from a bike riding perspective, you wouldn't have splinters going in your tires.
Right.
And that would save you on flats, because that's a big problem.
Right.
Then the nails come up very easy and you trip, and the boards come up, so you sprain your ankle a lot. People trip, I watch it all the time. I get a lot of flats on it. If this is plastic, I was just looking at it, it's very smooth and durable. It's probably better than the wood. You're saving the rainforest, so that's a good thing. Second thing is it probably lasts longer than the wood, because I see the wood, they put new boards up in the beginning of the summer, and by next summer they're worn out and ready to be replaced.
Yeah.
So if you put down this type of stuff, I mean, this is brand new, I bet you next year it still looks the same. So it might be a good thing.
For 70 years it'll look the same.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
And that means our city will save money in taxes, because it's less they got to spend to fix this. Because this is the most wasted resource we have in the country, I think. You could do so much with this boardwalk, and yet, look at it. There's nothing really going on.
Right. I'm JK. And
I'm Olga, yeah. We were just asking people what they think about using plastics in boardwalks.
Oh, I'm afraid I'm a traditionalist. I've lived in Brooklyn my entire life. I've been coming to Coney Island since I was 3 years old, which is more than half a century now. And I'm afraid that I'm a traditionalist. I think we should do the wood boardwalk. I really think so. Yeah.
Aesthetically.
Aesthetically, it's just a boardwalk has to have wood. It's just the way it's been. This is okay. I mean, but I don't know. I like the boardwalk. That's why my lane is now. There may be environmental reasons or economic reasons why that may not be practical to continue. In that case, I'm open to this as a suggestion. But barring that, if it's a simple matter of choosing A or B, I choose A.
Well, there are environmental reasons, because this comes from the Amazon.
Oh, it does. I wasn't aware of that.
So we have to ship it all the way from South America. We have to pay for the gas. We have to use the gas. And we have to deforest the Amazon further.
Well, in that case, that's certainly a consideration.
This is recycled, so it comes from...
Well, this works well. I mean, we were just here fishing this morning, and this is fine. And it doesn't look that different from what we have here. So
How does it
This isn't bad. It feels great. I like it. I've walked on it barefoot before. It's not bad.
It's got a more artificial aspect with the plastic, so I don't think it's a good thing. And with the sun, they might get transformed with the heat and the temperature. I think that wood is better.
Yeah, but you like this, what we're standing on?
Oh, it's plastic.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, just I found out.
And it's actually recycled plastic, so it comes right from New York. It's made with recycled milk bottles and detergent bottles and things like that. Whereas the wood over there, it comes from the Amazon.
Amazon?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the forest is being deforested at about a rate of a football field every second.
Yes.
Yeah. So you like the plastic better?
No, yes. With this knowledge, yes. I think that plastic is better.
I think it's fine. I've been to a lot of places that have recycled, like that recycled plastic stuff, and I think you can barely even tell that it is something that is not like wood. That I think is. I mean, there's probably less splinters and more sturdy in the weather.
Yeah. What do you think?
I mean, I think for me it would depend on more than purely the material. It would depend on the production processes by which they were getting the material. Like if it's recycled plastic, it's one thing, but and then also, I guess the construction inconvenience for people, a lot of other things.
So what would you say if I told you that this is recycled plastic, sourced from New York City, like milk bottles and detergent bottles, that sort of thing, and over there is wood from the Amazon, Ipe from Brazil.
I would say the plastic is probably,
You like this?
yeah. I didn't even notice that it was that wood.
Yeah, I didn't notice at all. And that is a process which I would approve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think of the boardwalk over there?
The boardwalk, I believe, is a little cadaver-lated condition. I really don't think it's up to par. They were trying to decide, I guess, regarding cement, boardwalk. They put these planks in. It looks very pretty, but I don't think it'll last more than maybe 5 summers.
You mean here?
Here, on the boardwalk, there's planks up, nails are missing. You could trip. City can have lawsuits. And it's not really the condition that it should be, that tax dollars paid for.
So how long do you think a board lasts?
I think the board lasts, the new planks, maybe 3 to 5 years. We had them done last year before, and they're no good.
In terms of pure aesthetics, it's like nothing beats the wood.
Really? What do you think about this?
You're gonna tell me it's plastic, is it?
Yeah.
Well,
It's really very nice.
this is okay. This makes the grade.
Yeah, and it's not like fresh plastic. It's actually all recycled from New York City. Milk bottles, detergent bottles.
Very happy.
So it's wonderful to find a really terrific use for it.
Yeah, and I'm sure you know that it's really durable, so it'll last much longer than Rainforest would.
What I found, we usually whiz by this on bicycles. You bicycle up from the upper side, you bicycle back. And I must say, on the plastic, it's easy to bicycle.
Yeah.
It doesn't make all that click-clack sound.
Is this real wood now?
Cold water, cold soda, $1.
Feels like real wood. I love, the old-fashioned boardwalk and wood, but I'm sure there's maintenance problems. There's probably reasons for using a recycled. Now I'm feeling like maybe this is recycled since you're asking me. It looks better up here than it was back there. You can see how long it took me to even identify it as recycled. So it looks very authentic.
Well, if it looks good, it really doesn't matter. I don't mind. They're building down there. I saw they're making the boardwalk bigger. They're using, I believe it's artificial wood. And it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're not going to take away anything from the piers. or the boardwalk itself by replacing the wood, and this way they save the trees.
And so what do you think of how this looks, or any other thoughts about this material here?
That's fine. Is this artificial?
This is actually recycled plastic, yeah.
This was done probably about 8 years ago, 9 years ago.
I think it was actually 2 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When you get old, time just goes by. You're having fun. But I remember the original. This is going back the 60s. And it didn't make a difference at all at Coney Island,
Right.
except it looks nicer.
Yeah.
Because the other one was falling apart.
And it actually also lasts longer.
Yeah.
Much
yeah.
longer than wood does.
Yeah, this is a good shape.
And this is,
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Our experience is, once people are informed about the impact of using tropical hardwoods on tropical forests and the wildlife and the indigenous people and Earth's climate, they are very supportive of the use of recycled plastic lumber for outdoor infrastructure.